Okay, we got a Amana. We're coming out for a tune-up, and as you can see, this thing's got a hail guard on it, so you can't tell it's all dirty. This thing's from 2014. Just installed last year, and customer called for a tune-up and, you know, just get it up and running for the season. But we gotta clean it up. Thing's low on refrigerant already. I gotta find a leak in it. I think it was wired wrong. So we're gonna get this cleaned up. And as you can see, there's a ton of stuff in that base pan. Screws so I don't lose them. Like I said, this thing's got a leak, and as I'm spraying it out, I'm looking for any kind of oil residue coming off the coil. That would indicate that a leak on the coil, which is a possibility. Yeah, while the condenser's on, they're cutting the grass, and as you can see, it pulls it right in. You want to spray it down, you don't want to spray it into the coil. Okay. I don't know if you can see it, but I am getting oil residue down there. So either that's from the original install or my condenser coil is leaking. Something's leaking in here, maybe. Not sure. But we're going to find out. We'll get this coil cleaned up. And then as it's sitting here, we'll do a leak test. Alright, we'll let that set up and we'll spray it off in a minute. If you look, you can see the difference in color and coil from there to there. I don't know if you can tell, it's kind of covered up by the foam, but you can see it's actually foaming all the dirt out of the coil. That foam's supposed to be white, it's coming out brown. Okay, so we scanned the whole coil, we got the whole coil clean. As you can see, there's a big difference. Whoops. You can actually see how clean that coil is. But I said, I said there was oil residue at the bottom. And when I hooked up my gauges, it was low. So I scanned the whole coil for, just to make sure the coil wasn't leaking. But what I'm finding, I got this thing on low sensitivity. If I turn on high, I can't get close enough to it. But we have a leak right there. Just a braze fitting. Right there. Not getting a little hit up there. It might be just the wind drifting it up towards my meter. But that's got to be resealed. I still have to check the downstairs still. If I run into anything down there, I'll show you. But right now, I got to pump the system down, get it back together, pump it down, repair the leak, recharge it. And I'll show you when I do that. Okay. We're going to pump the system down. What I mean by pump down is we're going to pump all the refrigerant back into the condenser. And how we do that is we're going to close the high side. And then when we get to a certain point, we're going to close the low side. I gotta grab my wrench over here. closing the high side valve. And what I'll do, close the low side. That's a pretty big valve. Take a while to close, so I don't want it running in a vacuum too long. Crank her all the way down, and then we'll give her a few cranks back up. There we are. We're all the way down. Let's crank her back up. Okay. What I'll do, since this has got a low pressure switch, you'll want to cut out at 50 psi. What I'll do is I'll keep that contactor held in so it keeps running. And I won't do that right now. And as you see the gauge going down, low pressure, high pressure. And as soon as I get down to 0, start closing her off. And there we go. Pump down. So now I can make the repair with no refrigerant in the line. I'm not technically opening up the system. And what I'll do is I'll take these valve cores out so I don't hurt those valve cores when I braze. Even though I'm not going to be on there that long, I'll take them out and put them back in when I'm done. We'll get this brazed up here. Just a small leak, small enough to cause a problem. Any leak's going to cause a problem in an air conditioning system. You don't want to lose your refrigerant. You start losing refrigerant, then you're going to overheat a compressor, you burn a compressor out. It won't work very well neither. You got to have that refrigerant in there for it to work. Okay.